Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smith in the Black Strat Time Report, and a little bit of a messy tape here, so let's take a look at what we got going on here. We got the SPY still driving higher, going for that outside month, right? And so 454.05 is what we're taking a beat on here, and still, after that 2-2 reversal last week, still climbing. So just kind of stalling out a little bit here, and we're seeing like some rotation in and out of different things, so it's a little churny. If you go to Qs, you can see the Qs have stalled out. Now it is a 2-day up, right, by taking out the highs, but you're red from the opening and real tight range here for right now. So Qs still have some room also for the three month coming back through, but Qs stalling out. Diamonds, your leader here. When you and this is important when you go to if you're trading futures, you want to always gauge the major ones against each other to tell you where you want to be. No more inside month, and there we go. Diamonds takes out the high 355.18. Boom, she's gone, and you can see still bright green on the day, so we'll see. News of the day with the PayPal. Ow! And PayPal going to go buy Pinterest, and not being received too well here, and you can see how back through a previous range here. So this is actually took out the high, and then boom. Pivot machine gun these guys, right? And coming back through. Now you got these guys out. Now can you be weak enough to take all that? Give me an outside week to the downside. In general, in the month, not doing anything, but obviously this news is changing things quite rapidly. Let's see if there's any good way in on this thing. There you go. Inside on the 15. And here you're going to notice this. Not only is this bar inside, so is this. Right? We call that a sideways 30 because on a 30, that's not going to show up as an inside bar. You see? But if your 30 updated at a different time, that was still inside on a 30-minute basis, you see? So that's a good way to double your signals, is to know about that. All right, so there it was. Down she goes. We'll see if that sets up again. And Pinterest, oh boy, this is what we look for, the pivots to get taken out, and certainly the news helped. But here, all this, anybody short against any of this stuff, boom, gone in one shot. Now it's backing off a little bit. We'll see if that sets up again over there. It also got the Twitter going. And now the tweet's coming back in. So you can see back to the previous range was the rocket ship. And then, boom, back down she goes. So we'll see how that looks on a 60 here. Eesh. All right, so just be careful in something like that. We have a new hour, right? So we're always gauging the new hour. It's like a new data, so we want to see what they're going to do here on the 60 SPY here. You can see this. Slightly took out the low, so this will be a 2-2-2. Back into the high she goes over 452.57. Remember, gunning for this thing over here. If we go to the gap list this morning, NVAX. And NVAX now inside on the 60. But you can see here, when you're just looking at 30s and 60s, this is really nice off the 30. Here, 2 down by gapping down. But then, when he takes this out, 135.50, that's a 2-2 reversal. And then no, lower low until 148.28. Nice move. So that's, when you see me tweet those gappers out, that's what we're looking at. And seeing PLBY heating up here now. What's going on here? PLBY. Just seeing this hitting the tape. Now, you see this on the monthly. 2 down, inside, and back up. And here you go. And if we go to, for the apes, the meme stock of the day, Wish. And they've been holding out for this one for a while, but now you got that inside week to the upside. Potentially outside month there, but Wish having a nice little day, and you can see this here on the 60. Boom, to open the day, the inside 60. Boom, off she goes. We'll see if there's anything more to the memer. If we go to the Dow Jones, you can look at a cat. And cat. Hammer weaker and coming up here. Still inside month, but having a nice little day. We'll see after yesterday's inside day to the upside. All right, if we go to Healthcare XLV. And XLV, like I said, they've been jumping in and out of stuff here today, but XLV stayed firm. and it's still taking out last week's highs, coming back into the last month's range. And so AMTM really taking off here. And once again, which we like here on the monthly, the 2 down by taking out the lows, the 2 up and coming back to the previous range with pivots. And boom, off she goes. A little fast on that, but then if you go to your 30, you'll see the inside 30 here, right? And here's your sideways 60. These two 30 minutes were inside of this, but if you go to your 60, it's not there, but it still counts. Double your signals, folks, by using the sidewaysers. And there she goes, and that's going to tell us Humana. And Humana, back through the previous range. Is that what we like? It is. We've known about this one for a while, and here's where they came blasting through all these guys. Now continuing, you're going to see that inside 30 here. There's how you get in on that one. If you go to UNH, and UNH, inside day, slight poke down, rev strat, boom, to try and get out of this mother bar. All three of these were inside of this thing, but now coming out of it, there's your outside month, and then the 30 or 60, you can see this. 60 trying to poke down on here, rev strat, inside, and then pokes down. And then the 30, you see these. Wait for it. 2 down, 2 down, 2 down. 2 up reversal right here, back through the previous range. You see, still trying to get out of this opening range, but even if price discovery is starting over again with the broadening formation, your magnitude is to take these guys out. Hopefully, because you have full time frame continuity, you keep going, but that's your magnitude. You can take these guys out, and then we'll see how it goes from there. If we go to Texas Instruments, continuing that 2-2 reversal we've been watching since last weekend. And still good. And one of the things to do to identify natural buyers is if you go to the SMH, this thing's doing nothing. Right? So that tells me I got some buyers in Texan because the SMH is doing nothing. And if you go to SWKS, also taking out yesterday's highs on that 2 down, 2 up reversal week. So we're watching a chock full of those, especially when if we can get that SMH to wake up in the next few days. If we go to, what's going on here in Wendy's? We memeing over here too a little bit. Yeah, Wendy's popping a little bit. If we go to Amgen, and always important to have the multiple time frames up so you can see your combinations, right? If something's going to work, what's it going to do? So here you're going to see Amgen was a 2 down and then an inside day yesterday. So here, when it takes this out, because it's Wednesday, and here's the opening of the week, now it's a 2-1-2 reversal on the day. And if that works, you're coming back to the previous range. And if that works, you're going 2 down, 2 up on the week here too. So for the rest of the week, Amgen, good for the reversal over 209.89, and there you go. If you go to, we got the Bitkerners going again. You got MSTR. And MST there you go. Rev strat day and didn't gap. See this? Inside day, poke down, boom, back through those guys, stop them out, and you strength the Bitkern. Still slight 2 down, 2 up on the month, and we'll see if that sets up again. You also got a little guy, CAN, C-A-N. Here, having a nice little day. Looks like it's coming out of an inside week, still inside month, and we'll see if that sets up again over there. Goes to the right, blockchain. Coming in a little bit. How about Mara? And Mara, I'm stalling out a little bit. We'll see. Go to Norfolk Southern. And Norfolk Southern still chugging along. These are Rev Strat monthers we've known about all month. And you can see this triangle layout. And Union Pack. Trying to go outside day. Still working those monthlies. How's CSX? CSX now an outside day going with highs, trying to take all these guys out. So rail still trying to stay sturdy. And a retail, we got a Burlington. Burl. Now just kind of gap and sit, run and sit. But it does give you this. Triggered the 2 down, 2 up week. So got my attention for the rest of the week over 277.17. If you go to VMW. And VMW, look at this. Still going. This is what we call the triangle expando. Here you can see the broadening formation, the higher high and the lower low, right? And then boom, inside day, and off she goes and hasn't looked back, because now on a monthly basis you have that 2 down, 2 up month coming back through all of these guys. So that's good, because that tells you all month. And I got this question at the power hour, but what does it mean to be in force? I'm like, this reversal is in force all month so long as you're above this thing. So anytime you can get a setup like that, that's something you'd want. And then boom, VMW. If we go to OLMA, Diamond's your leader. Diamond's going to the highs. Diamond's still leading here. A bit of a chop shop. This is why I wanted to see him come back to the previous range. Guys are getting killed in here, right? At least they thought they were. They had chopped up. Now they're getting really carried out here on the short side. 2-2 day comes up into here, and that gives you the inside month to the upside. A little hairy in here. We'll see if that sets up again for us. If we go to regional banks, KRE going to the highs right now, all right? And that's going up, gunning for these highs here. This here's called Momo Hammer, because that's a 2 up. Boom, off she goes. And if you look at the day, this is called Hammer Counters Shooter. And then if you go to the 30, there you go. The 2 up, the 2 down, the inside 2-1-2, and boom, off she goes. KRE gives us PNC. PNC, just some exhaustion risk going into the highs. We can see having a nice strong day here. If you go to Zion Bank Corp, Zion Bank Corp coming back through the previous range. That's a 3-2. Stop them all out, and then boom, right back through there to give you the outside weak. Just exhaustion risk. Still good on a monthly basis from this one. Right there, the 2 down, 2 up, and still good. And that's how you can look for your longer term positions. The weed was heating up a little bit. CGC, let me try a little messy in here. Let's get the 60. There it was. The 3-1-2 back into the highs. Now just stalls out a little bit. That was Tilray. And Tilray couldn't quite make it to the high, so we'll see. Still inside day for Tilray. This Q's really the problem here right now. The Q's the weaker ones, and it's not like things are getting killed. Well, PayPal not making anybody happy. Puke. All right, keep puking. Because we're seeing some of the big boys doing nothing or coming in a little bit, like Google. So Google's a 2-day down. Amazon looking 3-day. So some of the big boys not playing. But then the gappers also RDUS. So you can get that NVAX to the upside, and then if you go to the 30 on RDUS, you can see this. First of all, this is a 2 up, 2 down, right? But if you want to wait for some more corrective activity, you can see this 2 down by taking out the low, 2 up, boom, right there. Now your magnitude is only to take this, but you got a gap. So the hopes is it keeps going and go fill that gap. So far, so good. PayPal, let's go back there just for a second. Oh, yeah. Let's see if there's any fivers in here. There you go, off the inside fiver. So not everybody's going to do that, but you can. There's your inside 5 and boom. Or when I say triangle day out and you wait for the correct activity on something that's really moving, like a PayPal, here, right there, you see this? Corrective activity, 2 up, 2 up, 2 up, 2-2 reversal, and boom, never looks back from right there. Real nice trade there if you got it. And if we go to, Netflix earnings, but it's not doing too much, but it's starting to drop back in, as you can see on this 5-minute. If you go to the 30, let's go to the 60. So in the 60, you can see this here. 2 down, 2 up, boom, 2-2-2. And now, there's your reversal right here to come take this stuff down. If we go to MCO, not a lot of things getting killed. Like I said, a lot of things doing nothing, but outside day, and so now we don't know, but it is having a rough day as far as movement, so we'll see if there's anything there. And then a little bit of the pandemics. Marriott, well, Marriott's now coming back, but Marriott talked about this last night with that inside day to the downside, and then if we get continuation, that gives you the 2-2 week reversal, so we can keep an eye on this level for the rest of the week below 154.07. You're just dancing around it, and we'll see if that sets up. And one last one, ASML, ASML, inside on the 60, and going back red on the week. But here's what we're looking for. Whenever you take this out and get into a gap, you better stay there, otherwise that's it. And this is called a kicking pattern, right? Went out on the highs, nobody's short, and then boom, when it gaps down here, these guys are scrambling. So what you'll notice here too is the higher high of this and the lower low of that. There's your sub-broadening formation. So the hopes is this is the higher high, and then he comes puking back down here to make a lower low of that. But that's yet to be seen. Monthly doesn't say that's going to happen, but we'll see. That's why we play the game. So right now, Dow Jones Diamond still your leader. Those regional banks and healthcare, if there's a sector that's really been holding together here, but drying up a little bit, so keep them tight. That's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, Smith & Black. Strat Time Report.